Ladies and gentlemen, it is WrestleMania week. We're only days away from the biggest event of the year, the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania 41. But before we get there, we take a quick stop for Monday Night Raw, the final Raw before WrestleMania. And look, I won't say this was an episode that was skippable. This was an episode that was bad. I wouldn't even think about calling it a bad episode. I thought there was a lot of good things that happened on this episode. But I will say this. In terms of advancing stories, in terms of getting me hyped, excited for WrestleMania, only 2 segments did it for me. For me. That was the opener with Gunther, who cut his best promo, in my opinion, his best promo on the WWE main roster. And then, of course, the ending segment with Roman Reigns, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Paul Heyman. Those 2 segments, you have to go out of your way to watch. Those were fantastic. There were other segments in there. The Jey Uso promo was fine. The stuff with AJ Styles and Logan Paul was needed, because that match has been cold as ice. Dear God, does that need some excitement. Tyler O with the $5 super chat, and I just saw that Tyler O became a member. He has joined the membership. What a way to introduce yourself. Thank you so much, Mr. Tyler O. Welcome to the family, and thank you for the donation to kick things off. I look forward to seeing what other donations we have coming in. I did see one more earlier that I don't think got played. We'll get to yours in a second, Dayton. But yeah, I just feel like outside of those 2 segments, there really wasn't much to this episode. The crowd was fine. Isn't a lot of advancement towards much on the card. I feel like, and this has been said many times before, we talked about this in our preview and predictions, A&B Combos Wrestling Edition, Steven Sandrich, last night here on this channel. Please go back and watch it if you have not. Not right now. Wait till the live stream is done. But I feel like the WrestleMania hype peaked at Chamber when John Cena turned heel. We really haven't felt like it's been WrestleMania season since then. We've had a couple of promos here and there. The stuff with CM Punk, Rollins, Reigns has been great. The stuff with Cena and Cody has been great. But outside of the main events, everything's just kind of there. And I think where WWE is now, they're just betting on the show delivering, right? Excuse me. I was going to sneeze there. They're betting on the card delivering the goods, the wrestling inside the ring, giving you what you want. And I think when it comes time for them to deliver inside the ring, which is, look, anytime the spotlight is on and it's go time for these wrestlers, they always deliver. Chamber was one of the best shows that the WWE has produced under Triple H, bar none. Will WrestleMania keep the streak going? We'll have to see. We've had WrestleManias before with not so much hype behind it. Hype has been kind of disappointing. It hasn't been sizzling like other WrestleManias. But when the show came around, blew us away. Blew us away. Will that be the same here? Undersell, overdeliver. Let's see what they do. I have a feeling this is going to be a great WrestleMania, despite the lackluster build. That's just how I feel about it. If I'm wrong, you'll definitely hear me talk about it when we do the review this weekend. But I think WWE is just looking past everything else this week. They just want to get to Mania. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to keep you here too long. We're going to hit the Raw review, and then I'm just going to spend some time with you, maybe talk a little bit about other topics, but mainly my mindset is let's just get to Mania this weekend. Let's just get to Mania this weekend. I don't expect much from SmackDown. I do see that John Cena will be there, so we'll definitely talk about that. I was hoping to talk about the Hall of Fame, but then I saw they're not airing the Hall of Fame until 12 p.m. at night. Can y'all just put the Hall of Fame on Thursday? Seriously. Why are we doing the Hall of Fame after SmackDown? Just air it on Thursday. Or Wednesday. Screw with AEW. Air it during Dynamite. Fuck with them. Why not? Why are we airing it 12 a.m. after SmackDown? That's dumb. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I think despite all that, it's going to be a really good show. Yeah, for you guys, it's 1 a.m. It's 12 p.m. for me. 12 p.m. for me. Yeah, 1 a.m. Good luck staying up for that. And then you have to consider that everyone's going to have their speech. And they're not going to be 10 minutes. They're going to be 20 minutes each. Oh, God. And you know Triple H loves to talk. So Triple H is going to go another hour by himself. Anyways, let's not keep you guys waiting too long. I think I have said all I needed to say. Let's just get right to the show. If this is the first time you're watching me, do me a solid favor. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Wow, your edit! Help expand the brand by doing the following things. Join the membership. Click that join button and get the opportunity to request a video of your choosing, whether it's a live reaction, a hot topic, or a review, past, present, or future. Also, don't forget to give thanks. Hit that super thanks. If you would like to donate after the fact, you can. Also, like me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter, just Alyx Central. Give me a follow on Instagram, give me a follow on Spotify, give me a follow on Cameo, give me a follow on Threads. Follow us on Discord. Of course, follow me on Blue Sky, where the skies are clearer. And give me a follow on TikTok, for I am the tickest of the talkers. Donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, and yes, Super Chats are officially on you. Can donate at any point in time during the broadcast to get your thoughts made live on the air. Email me at justalexsworld@gmail.com for business inquiries, just to say hi, and get yourself a t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees and Teespring. Are you a Just Alex guy? Then join the club. Get you an I'm a Just Alex guy t-shirt. Hot off the press. Also, get you an old school Deluxe Man t-shirt. Get you a new school Alex's World t-shirt, and many, many more t-shirt designs are coming your way. So stay tuned, join the cause, expand the brand today, right here in Alex's World. And thank you to the sponsors of today's broadcast, SeatGeek. SeatGeek is here to offer you a sweet deal on whatever ticket you want to purchase. What a better way to get you some WrestleMania tickets the week of than through SeatGeek. Why do you ask that? Because if you purchase your tickets through SeatGeek, you can use my promo code, JustAlex. Now, no offense, as expensive as these tickets are, I don't know if $20 is going to do much, but hey, a discount is a discount. Or maybe you want other tickets that might help. But regardless, how's about we get a quick word from our sponsors about SeatGeek? And then we'll get to some shout out. Today's video is sponsored by SeatGeek. If you're a wrestling fan looking for access to great seats for any wrestling event near you, then you want to use this app. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek stands as the unrivaled #1 ticketing app in the market today. SeatGeek constantly delivers incredible deals on ticket prices. When you're exploring the app, keep an eye out for the special green dots that mark the best deals. What's even better is that every ticket you purchase is backed by SeatGeek's buyer guarantee, with the option to return your tickets and even swap them before the event. So here's an exclusive for you. If you click the link down below and use the promo code JustAlex, you can get $20 off your first purchase. Yes, $20 off any ticket that you purchase using the promo code JustAlex. This is a sweet deal that you could use literally right now. So don't wait. Click the link, download the app, and join the SeatGeek family today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Please be sure you show your love to the Mod Squad. Ultra! Shiny 97 for us to heart. Elias, a demon. You should ban for us to go. Cleo does everything. 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 Hi, we Dylan Danger. Dylan Danger, the Mod Father, Teflon Don, Zeno, Enigma, and Big MGM, because they all help keep this a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Please be sure you like the video. The more you like the video, the more opportunities I will be given to be recommended here on YouTube. So boost that algorithm by hitting that like button. Now, there was a super chat earlier that did not play. So I'm going to go back and retrieve it. This is from Dayton Ramel. Dayton says, it would be pretty dope. It would be pretty dope if Jade's Mania entrance was thunder and lightning themed, with her dressed as Storm from the X-Men. I think she did in fact do Storm from the X-Men at one point. I think. Maybe. Did she do it in AEW? Did she ever do Storm? I hope so. We will see. It would be a great way to bring her in. You would think she would dress as something like a Storm or a She-Hulk or something like that for WrestleMania, right? So we'll see. We'll see. All right, so give me your thoughts on the show. Give me your grades, give me your scores, and I will quickly go through shout-outs. Once again, shout-out to Tyler O for, again, your donation and becoming a member of the channel. Good to have you here. I see the Resident Evil AMC. That's quite a name. And I think you're new. Are you a new subscriber? Yes, you are. Welcome. Good to have you here. JJ, who let the dogs out? Who? JJ Bulldog is here. Sergio is in the building. Good to have you, Sergio C. Your goatness, Miss Lauren Biggs, is also here. Again, Miss Goatness, I'm curious to know if you will be competing for either championship this weekend. Let me see here. Trey Lasado, Joseph Winters. I see, scroll down a little bit more. Joe Arredondo, YouTube member Dawsey Chatham. Good to have you here, Mr. Dawsey Chatham. I got Aaron hanging by. Aaron says, don't know if we mentioned it, but Roman's promo on Twitter is such an awesome follow-up to everything that's happened. Yeah. It's funny to me that the story that Roman is going through, it's still an extension of his heel character. But they're booking him as a babyface. Ain't much changed about him. He's still the same dude. It's just that he's realizing the error of his ways and he's showing a human side. But the tribal chief is still the tribal chief. He's still that tyrant, just without a tribe and without a championship. You know what I mean? Willie Hayward, Maggie Syjack. These are some new names that I hope I'm not butchering. Kicking It with Leo, good to have you here. Super Blue, who I haven't seen in forever. Super Blue, where have you been, sir? Noel, who I haven't seen in forever. Where you been, Noel? Y'all think I don't be seeing y'all. I be noticing when y'all gone. I know my subscribers. Good to have you here, Mr. Aaron Teagle. And the last one's gonna go to, who's the last one gonna go to? Who's the last one gonna go to? I want to give it to someone I haven't said yet. Should I give it to Adam Ritter? Why not? Adam Ritter. Good to have you here. Thank you all so much for being here. Of course, if I don't say your name, please don't think I hate you. I want to go ahead and get to this review. Let me see here. Lauren Biggs, I'm going to be too tipsy this week to donate just Alyx, but I still have my other Money in the Bank briefcase. Okay, Miss Lauren Biggs, you can cash in whenever the hell you want to. I'm cool with that. Just curious to know when and where that's going to happen. I also see here from Aaron, genuine question. It's weird to be able to talk about WWE characters and the long-term form stories they tell after WWE 2005 and 2021. Is it weird? Is that what you're asking me? Is it weird to be able to tell the stories long-term form from that long time ago? I don't know. I don't think it's weird at all. I mean, as long as you remind people.
It's criminal that another mania has been snatched from under Chad Gable's nose by this newcomer El Grande Americano. Tragic.
Don't you hate it? Dagnabbit, some newcomer just snatched WrestleMania from under Chad Gable again. Damn. Dagnabbit. No, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with, telling long form stories with characters that have been here all the way back to 2005. And grabbing stories from that long ago. I think it could work. And yes, good to have you here, Super Blue. It's always good to see regular faces again. Noel says, "Hey friend, I've been watching all the time, just haven't been able to catch it live. You're my favorite wrestling channel." Oh, stop. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. Again, and I want to thank all of you for choosing me for your live stream to review Monday Night Raw. That being said, like I said, I'm not going to keep you here too long. Yeah, I'm going to say a couple things about the episode that stuck out to me, and then I'm going to hit the brakes. So they were live tonight in Sacramento, California, before they head to Las Vegas this weekend. And of course, the big
By the way, from the Mania livestream you had recently, Bianca lost at Mania 34. Also, what do you think about Mania 41 being 9 hours long per night, including pre-show and post-show?
Well, Mania 41 being 9 hours per night. I mean, when you include the pre-show and post-show, yeah. The main card, I think, is going to be around 3.5 hours, maybe 4 tops. That's not too bad. But, yeah, they occupy the entire weekend. That, for WrestleMania, that doesn't bother me. For WrestleMania, that's not really a big deal for me. Any other show, I would have been like, all right, I ain't spending no 9 hours. But the actual show is going to be somewhere between 3.5 to 4. And that's fine with me. Bianca lost at WrestleMania 34. No, she didn't. WrestleMania 34 was her match against Becky Lynch. Right? Wait. WrestleMania 34. Was that 37? No, she wrestled Becky Lynch at 37. Who did she wrestle at 34?
So is Ray ever gonna let anyone go over at Mania?
No. Okay, so she wrestled Becky Lynch at 38. She wrestled Sasha Banks at 37. Who did she wrestle at WrestleMania 34? Was she even at WrestleMania 34? Was she in the company? See, now you got me looking back. I don't remember her. Like, was she in a Battle Royal at WrestleMania 34? Because I don't remember.
Bianca heel turn cooking up. That promo was heel.
Oh yeah, she's definitely turning heel, Bianca. Oh, okay, so I'm reading the live chat. The live chat is telling me that she was in the Battle Royal. That doesn't count. No, that does not count. I'm not counting no fucking Battle Royal. You out of your mind? Don't do that. No, I start her streak. I start her streak at WrestleMania 37 when she was actually on the main roster. Not no random ass Battle Royal. So I disagree. I'm not counting that. She's undefeated in singles matches. If I had to say that, then I'll say that. Dagnabbit. She's undefeated in singles matches. Main roster matches. How about that? Anyways, let me get to this review before y'all confuse me even more. I'm like, what the fuck? She was actually wrestling back in WrestleMania 34? Alright, so we opened up with Gunther. Gunther comes out. He's pissed off about the promo that Jey cut at him last week. And to me, this is the best Gunther promo that he's cut as champion on the main roster, maybe even period. loved it. Comes out essentially saying, screw Jey Uso. 80% of the time that he's been on the main roster, he's been champion. He's right. Think about the small percentage of his main roster run where he hasn't been champion. Most of it has been as an IC champ and now the world champ. He's right. Calls himself the greatest world champion of all time. I mean, it's something that really can't be debated. He's actually been having some great matches as a champion. The only thing I have to complain about was his match against Cody Rhodes, where Cody won. Cody did not need to win that. He didn't need to. But essentially, he says that eventually the bell will ring. And then he will end the Cinderella story of Jey Uso. In my opinion, this was definitely the best promo he's cut. And what made it work was that it felt real. When he's talking about being the best on Raw, being the best in the business, there's this air about you that you have to have that makes people go, yeah, I can believe it. And not a lot of people have that air. Gunther has it. Gunther has that air where you could possibly, if you wanted to, present him as the best wrestler in WWE. And no one would bat an eyelash. No one would bat an eyelash. Gunther says he's looking forward next week to calling Jey's mother and telling her how much he enjoyed beating the living hell out of Jey Uso and beating him for a 4th consecutive time. For the last 2 weeks, he's been told that he went too far with Jimmy Uso. He lost control, but trusts him on this one thing. In 37 years of his life, he has never lost control. When he took a bath in Jim's blood, he was in full control, and he loved every single second of it. And he'll do it again. Another massacre at WrestleMania. So, you already saw my prediction of the match. If you haven't, go watch my preview and predictions. But this is the kind of stuff that Gunther lives for. He knows what his role is. And for him to be seen as a great champion, it's not just the run. It's not just the win. It's how it ends. That to me is a sign of a great champion, in my personal opinion. Bayley versus Liv Morgan. The wrestling in terms of the female division, in terms of the women's division, in case you haven't noticed, has been excellent across the board. It's improved by leaps and bounds. I know a lot of people aren't paying attention because the stories are dry. The characters aren't really all that exciting. But when the bell rings, across the board, SmackDown, Raw, even NXT, women have been killing it. The women have been delivering inside the ring. And I thought this was another good match. Now, why did they have a match? Because Bayley is taking on Liv and Raquel with Lyra at WrestleMania. So, kind of a lazy booked match, but still a good match. I really enjoyed the vignettes hyping up Bianca, Rhea, and Io Sky. So, Bianca, again, I keep mentioning it. You can tell she's going heel. You can tell she's leaning into a heel character here. Not all the way, but you're getting hints of it. I thought out of all three, Io's was my favorite. I thought Io came through with her video package because no one expects her to win. And Io knows that. And she talked about that in her video package, in her vignette. And I think when it's all said and done, this triple threat trios, 3-way match that you want to call, it's going to be a match of the night. It's probably going to be one of the best matches of the entire weekend. So, really enjoyed those vignettes. Julius Creed versus Rey Mysterio. So this was, in my personal opinion, a great match, not just for Rey Mysterio, but for Julius. I thought Julius was a highlight here. When Rey Mysterio did that slide splash, when he slides to the outside of the ring, and Julius caught him for a suplex, that shit was hot. He literally caught him, held him up for a suplex. That was impressive as hell. Impressive. Of course, El Grande Americano got out there and screwed things up. Chad Gable would never! But of course, El Grande laid them out. And El Grande is taking on Rey Mysterio, so we'll see how that one goes. AJ Styles took on Karrion Kross. You forget how tall Karrion Kross is. That's a big boy. Big boy? You know, Karrion Kross went out there, and he's trying to make AJ Styles unlock the dark side. Don't know what that means. Not quite sure where this is going, but there's a reason why Karrion Kross is here. Very curious to see how he plays into the story. Very curious to see how he plays into the story. Logan Paul went out there and attacked AJ Styles. No one gives a fuck! You give a fuck? Because I don't. He showed a video package. Oh my god, Logan. You're so great. Not! Maybe Jey Uso.
If Bianca wins at Mania and eventually turns heel, she needs to bring her undefeated clapping hands, medium light skin tone clapping hands, medium light skin tone clapping hands, medium light skin tone gimmick from NXT.
Medium light skin tone clapping hands gimmick from NXT. That's interesting. That's quite a way to describe it. Yeah, she should just basically go back to her NXT heel character. Why change what's not broken? You know what I mean? She already knows what she's doing. Just go back to that. Anyways, Jey Uso comes out. Crowd is loving him, screaming one more time. And Jey came out serious. He came out serious, but by the time he got to the ring and the crowd was showering him with love, he said, you know what? Screw being serious. I'ma just be me. He did the whole, can we do it again? Can we do it again? And then they ran it again. Crowd loved it. But he ended up saying what he said to Gunther last week. You know. But this week he also addressed the crowd. He says his mom is somewhere in the crowd. You know, Mama Yeet. He's crashing out. He told them, I'm crashing out, but he's locked in. And not just for himself, but for his family. He said, listening to Gunther talk earlier, he says Gunther is scared that he get his ass whooped in front of 60,000. And don't worry, he's gonna show him on Saturday. But until then, hit my music. Yeet. It's just me, Oos. J-1-A. Essentially. And then Braun Breaker is backstage. He gets jumped by Judgment Day because why not? Finn Balor versus Penta. Really good match, by the way, but it ended in a DQ because Braun Breaker went out there and speared Finn with clotheslines. He clotheslined Finn, but speared Dom and Carlito. Yeah, Carlito saw Braun running down that ramp for another super spear. He said, nope. Not in my house. But they got inside the ring. He's about to spear Penta. And then Penta, super kick, knocked his ass out. And then, yeah, there's a dive to the outside. And there you go. Penta stands tall. Dominic Mysterio better win that fucking title. What's after this? Is this when we get to the segment, the last segment, the main event? Yeah! Okay, main event. So, we see CM Punk sitting with Paul Heyman backstage. Paul Heyman's been waiting for Roman Reigns. His boyfriend. Anyways, he's waiting for him to show up. And CM Punk is all like, but you gotta have friends. And then Roman Reigns walked in looking like the jealous husband. Like, you cheating on me again? You cheating on me, Paul? In front of my face? And so Roman just walks past him. Completely ignores him. Paul Heyman gets inside the ring. Paul Heyman is still trying to be the wise man, trying to talk to Roman. Roman's ignoring him, does the whole entrance, you know, acknowledge me. And usually when Paul Heyman does the put the microphone out, Roman grabs it. He didn't even put his hands out. Paul Heyman, unfortunately, has crossed the line with Roman. And so Roman shoulder checks Paul Heyman and gets his own microphone. Uh-oh. There's dissension. There's trouble in paradise. And so Sacramento acknowledges Roman Reigns, and then Roman Reigns asks Sacramento, I think someone's trying to betray me. And then he looks at Paul, and the crowd goes, boo, you're an asshole. They didn't say that, but they might as well have. Paul, Paul Heyman tries to play the innocent guy. He's all like, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. Ain't gonna hurt nobody. I just owed a favor to CM Punk. That's it. Just a favor. What you want me to do about it? And then Roman's like, see, the favor is supposed to benefit me. But why am I getting screwed? And then Paul Heyman gets a you fucked up chant. He's getting an asshole chant. The crowd's like totally not in his corner. But he's all like, well, how is this supposed to cover anything? How am I supposed to cover this dumbass favor? And then Seth Rollins walks out there. And then he's having fun, making fun of the dissension between the two. And he essentially says, this is the biggest triple threat match, most important triple threat match in WrestleMania history. But understand something. Paul Heyman didn't just have a favor. Paul Heyman made a choice. And he made a choice to betray you. He made a choice to turn on you. He made a choice. And Roman was like, you're right. He turns to Paul and goes, Paul, you made your choice. And then Roman goes, so did I. Boom! Clothesline Seth Rollins, whoops his ass, goes to spear him. And then, of course, goes outside the ring. Paul Heyman's all like, you my tribal chief. You my tribal chief.
What's up with Braun and Lyra having zero mic time, and the only time they get to speak is either in backstage interviews or interviews in the crowd during commercials?
Well, Lyra can't talk, and Braun's actually a really good promo, so that one I don't get. But Lyra can't talk. Let's just be real. She's not a good talker. Oh, as I was saying, so Roman clothesline Seth, throws him out of the ring. Paul Heyman's like, yeah, you're my tribal chief, you're my tribal chief. But then it happened. It happened, ladies and gentlemen. Roman pushes Paul Heyman down to the ground. He shoves him by his face. CM Punk saw this, didn't like it. Like a friend, ran out to save him. And then proceeds to clothesline Roman Reigns out of the ring. Goes to help Paul, only to be speared by Roman. Roman spears CM Punk. And then Seth pops in with the steel chair. And he smacks Roman in the back. He stabs him in the back once again with the steel chair. Because Seth Rollins is a son of my bitch. And then once again, just like last week, well, first off, Seth hits the curb stomp, the blackout on Roman and CM Punk. But like last week, Seth is standing over Paul. And they look at each other. Now, again, if you saw my preview and predictions, I brought up this story, and I've been talking about this rabbit hole for a while. What if Paul turns on Roman and CM Punk and gets with Seth Rollins? And a lot of people are like, I don't know why you would do that. That doesn't make any sense. Why would he do that? To that I answer, and to that I ask, fuck it, why not? At this point, why not? Like, really ask yourself. Clearly, he's leaving Roman. I think this is it. I think this was like the last final straw of Paul Heyman being with Roman. And I think Paul either stays with CM Punk or joins up with Seth Rollins.
Roman shoved Heyman's face like he did the Usos.
Yeah, and Sammy. Just saying. Just saying. Yeah, I think this actually might be the end of Roman and Paul Heyman. But who does Paul Heyman join? Who does Paul Heyman join? That's the question. If you saw my preview and predictions, you know where I think Paul's going to go. But I'm curious to know how y'all felt about Raw and how you felt about this. Again, I enjoyed the ending. I thought the ending was fantastic, and I thought the opener was great. But the rest of Raw was just kind of there. You could tell they're just ready for WrestleMania. So, where does Paul go for you? Trey Lusato says Heyman is definitely joining CM Punk. Bonkers LFC says Seth doesn't need Paul. Does Punk need Paul? JJ Bulldog says I want Punk more than Seth. Joseph Lynch's Paul joins Punk. Yeah, Super Blue. 11 years later, the chair shot returns. It actually returned last year when Roman did it to Seth, but yeah, that's still symbolic. That's still symbolic. Let me see here. I want CM Punk. Oh yeah, I already read that. Darcy Chatham says it's set up perfectly for Seth Rollins to get with Paul Heyman. It really is. We're gonna have to see. I think there's a really good chance that Paul and Seth get together. Just my personal opinion. Just my personal opinion. You know me? You know me? Trailer Saddle says, I like Jey, but him requesting to have his song playing one more time was kind of annoying. That was him breaking character. Lauren Biggs. Karrion Kross is going to be defending his catering IC belt at Mania against Apollo Crews once in a lifetime match. Jesus Christ. JJ, did you notice Triple H getting more video packages for Hall of Fame more than any other person? Yeah, of course he is. To be fair, he is the lead inductee, so yeah, he should get more video packages. Fuck it. You should talk about Triple H's comments about the Orange Man. Ultra Shadow. Let's not open up that can of worms. Not here. Not here in this channel. If you want me to talk about the Orange Man, the Orange Avenger, do me a solid favor and follow me. Uh-oh. Your goatness, Miss Lauren Biggs. She has decided to grace me with $5. Just to remind you all that at any time, the Queen can take the title. Now, Miss Lauren Biggs, you got 2 championships this weekend, and you said that you won't be able to take it. But we all know that if you wanted them, you could take it whenever you want. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking.
This Raw was kinda mid, but I popped for the chair shot. I would have loved to see more in-person segments, especially as promo for the show because they still have ticket to sell.
We'll see. I'm not too upset about the in-person segments, though. I think they've already kind of sold things pretty well.
Even though Seth doesn't really need a mouthpiece, him and Heyman would make an interesting pairing.
Because it's not something we see coming, right? And what would that look like? What would that look like? Heyman and Seth. What would that look like? Something to think about. Man, I'll say this. Runwell, Nogales, you're going to have yourself a competition on Saturday. Now, I know Ronwell is here. My friend, I know you think that nobody's coming for you. But I'm telling you right now, just because you have a belt and it's not the main belt doesn't mean that you're going to have an easy ride. I'm just saying. Noel, welcome back. Jimenez, he says, I'm back after a 7-month hiatus. I hope you stick around for WrestleMania, sir. Been a minute. It's been a minute. All right. What was I saying? Ultra Shadow. We're not going to open that can of worms. Okay? If you want my thoughts on the Orange Man, do me a favor. I would like for you guys to follow me on Raw Cognizance. Raw Cognizance, got it? Okay? You'll get my thoughts on the Orange Man. I'm on TikTok. I'm on YouTube. I do not hold back my thoughts on Raw Cognizance. But for wrestling, some of y'all, you got certain affiliations. Now I'm trying to, let's just say what I have to say will pretty much send you guys over the edge. And not in a good way. Okay? But I will say this. I think Triple H, his comments about internet fans complaining online and the internet not being real, I feel like, I won't say he's out of touch, but there's a side of me that still feels like this is 2015. That comment in 2015 was very real. I can see why he would make that comment then. But I think by now, he would understand how the internet would work. He's saying that people don't like Cody Rhodes. Look, I've been critical of Cody Rhodes, but he's been pretty popular on here. He's been pretty popular. He's been pretty popular. So, Noel says Paul Heyman's going to throw a curveball and will stay with Roman. Probably. But yeah, he's been pretty popular, and this idea that, you know, internet's not real. If you think the internet's not, if you think the internet is not real, then why are you promoting your social numbers? Why are you promoting your social media numbers? Why are you going to people like Logan Paul and I Show Speed and all these people if the internet's not real? Just a weird take. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Jody Bennett. Woo! What's good, Jody? Main event, Jody Uso has arrived. Yeet! Good to have you here, sir. Lauren Biggs, the Great, I have a question. Just Alyx the Great. How do you feel about the first ever women's US and IC belts not featured on Mania? So, I think the women's US belt's going to be on the pre-show. I think. Maybe.
At the Hoff, get ready for HHH to ask, "Are you ready?" at the start of the show, only for him to go back and come back out for his speech later in the night.
That would be kind of awkward. At the Hall of Fame, that would be pretty awkward. Like, he comes out, "Are you ready?" and then goes back and does his I'm expecting some DX craziness, by the way. They better bring Road Dogg out there. They should let Bayley come too. We'll see. Yeah, him saying the internet is not real was interesting. I thought that was interesting. But back to Miss Lauren Biggs. Yeah, I think the U.S. women's title will be on the pre-show. The IC title not being defended, that just goes to show you what they think about Lyra. Why would you not give Lyra her own match but have her compete for the women's tag team titles? So they know Lyra needs some work, right? But they give her a belt because they want to tell you that she's going to be, that they believe she's going to be someone you should keep an eye on, right? We'll see. I think Lyra is lacking in terms of her personality and promo skills, but in terms of inside the ring, she's one of the best they got. So I'm not going to take anything away from her. I'm just saying. Just saying. Yeah, why is Lyra even a champion? My thoughts exactly. Why is she even a champion? Why are we even here? Alright, y'all, I'm not going to keep you here too long. Yeah, I agree, Ultra Shadow. Like, after hashtag we want Cody last year, Triple H wants to say that the internet isn't real. Alright. Anyways, that was my Raw review. We're going to have a lot more to talk about throughout the week. I will see you on Wednesday for Athena versus Mercedes Moné. And only that. The rest of the show can fuck off. Friday for SmackDown. And then WrestleMania weekend, including the Raw after WrestleMania. It's going to be a long week. I hope you join me. So I look forward to seeing you all throughout the week, especially for WrestleMania weekend, where the Super Chat Championships, quick reminder, Super Chat Championship. Night 1 will be the international title. And Ronwell Nagales will be defending that belt. But on night 2, where the big boys play, the big sharks will be swimming. And if you come in for 3 Diglets, you best be willing to spend some money. And I mean a lot of money. Keep in mind, we got Franklin Torres. And we also got everyone's favorite, Corpse CA. Speaking of Corpse CA, say his name and he appears. I believe in Corpse CA. Wonder if he'll appear. Wonder if he's watching. Usually when I do that, he comes, but he might not appear this time. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you for your donations. Thank you for taking the time to say hi to me. Thank you for going out of your way to check me out, to support me. And I'm gonna be here talking about wrestling all week. Let's hope I don't die doing it, because it's gonna be a long week of performances and a long week of live streaming. But I'm here for you. So look forward to those videos. And of course, as you file out, do all the YouTube things. Like the video, subscribe, and click that bell to catch all my content when it comes out. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and donate using PayPal, Patreon, Cash App, and Venmo. I love you all. I'll catch you guys next time. Right here in Alyx's World. And thank you, A&B Combos, Wrestling Edition, for saying it. By the way, go subscribe to A&B Combos, the best reaction channel here in the YouTube space. You'll make it through, Alyx. We believe in you. But yes, A&B Combos, please go watch our preview and predictions, where I had a great discussion with them and Steven Sandridge right now on my channel. No go-home promo yet for Corpse CA and 3 Diglets, but I'm pretty sure we'll see them on Friday. But until then, love you all, and I'll catch you guys next time right here in Alyx's World, a place that is, was, and forever will be a safe space for wrestling fans like you. Peace. When you're